welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So the message today is, I was just vibing high and wanted to see what cool insights we can pull out of the cards today. Really interesting. First thing that Spirit, as I was shuffling the deck, so I've got the Hermetic Tarot, which is it's heavy. It has so much symbolism in it. As soon as I picked it up, I was encompassed with this very strong but very soft love. It was like a pillow. That's how it felt, like a pillow. That's exactly what it felt like. And Spirit, for some reason, they want me to tell someone about, maybe this is someone who's having a tough time accepting tarot. Maybe they grew up very, very religious and they're like, well, the things you say are love and these things, blah, blah, blah. But it goes so against their beliefs that they kind of have this inner struggling inside. And so all Spirit is telling me to share for this person, to always go and connect to your inner guidance on the thing that you know morally is the right thing to do. A lot of the time, history is told in the victor. So you don't actually know the other person's side of story or things like that. And so in this case, if it was someone super religious, of course they're not gonna like this kind of stuff, because you're empowering yourself to connect to whatever source you connect to. Really, in the end, it is just one. It really is. And look at the things around you, because there are things in sight. As I said, this deck is heavily in symbolism, but there are things right under your nose that are this. They've taken it and they've changed it and they twisted it and they warped it, and they said this is of the devil or some words like that. But in the same way, you also are still practicing these things and don't know it. So the tarot is, right, there's tarot and then there's oracle. Oracle is just whatever you make. It's a picture, it's a whatever, it's just a card, whatever meaning you put to it. But tarot has its cards and its symbolism and its meanings and its things like that. And there's two stories to tarot. There's the major arcana, which is like the Fool, the Lovers, the Tower card, the Sun, the World, and Judgment, all those cards, right? Anything that's like that. But then the other deck, the minor arcana, this is what I'm supposed to tell someone. You've been playing with tarot your whole life, because the minor arcana is how they took tarot and hid it and were able to do it out in the open. It's a deck of cards. Tarot is the Fool's Journey with a deck of cards, right? There's four suits. There's four suits in tarot. There's the Queen cards, like the court cards, things like that. And so, yeah, you could not like this as much as you want, but if you've ever played with a deck of cards, I could read your cards from a deck of cards. Like, I could, anything. So don't be so hard on yourself for liking something that just you feel naturally drawn to, because you are kind of freeing these shackles and these bonds and these things that they want you to be dependent on others, right? They're the seer, they're the oracle, they're the ones that are connected to whoever, and you have to go to them for guidance and things like that. And my guides have always told me, hell no. I walked away from almost every teacher that I started with, because there is a time where you do have to pass the teacher. And you have to go off on your own. And you have to learn to get your own guidance and your own information. Right? Some people think that all of this is like witchcraft and spell work or something. And that does exist. And that's a totally different thing. That's a totally different thing. But if you ever blow out candles on your birthday cake, that's exactly the same thing. So it's not putting an attachment to something, it's weighing everything, the good and the bad. You have to seriously go so deep within with like magnifying and just pay attention to what you do in your life and how did these things even become? Why do we say things that we say, sayings and stuff like that? I am just question everything and the good too. Why is this person even telling me this when what I see and what I feel and every other action without me doesn't match up to that person? Something's wrong. And if everything within you and your antenna is telling you something, and then this person is completely opposite and conflicting, that doesn't make sense. There's something you need to look in if your antenna is telling you, like, you know. But there's a lot of people who just take people's words as truth, as fact, and they don't stop to think. So for some reason, Spirit really wanted to talk about that this morning. But let's actually get into the reading and just see what we're going to learn about today. Okay, so 3 cards came out. The first one that came, okay, we're going to work the other way, they're telling me. You have to start at the top. So we have the King of Cups, and he's battling within something. You know, there is this snake coming, and you know, he's kind of has to save and protect himself. He's got this battle going on. He's facing these demons, and these birds got his back. Are these birds who I think they are, Spirit? No, they're not. They're telling me that these are vultures, that there's vultures hanging around this King of Cups. King of Cups is, right, and at the bottom it says Prince of the Chariot of Waters. What I'm a little bit confused on this is, why is it the king and then why does it say prince? And so I feel like this is someone who has been kind of told that they're not as high rank as they are. They are looking up to others. They are having the, you know, people tell them these things. I'm hearing vultures and eagles. Vultures and eagles. What's the significance of that? And the Thunderbird. So there's symbolism in the Thunderbird if you want to go look up the significance of that. Yeah, the vultures are trying to take the crown and hide it. They don't want this person to know his divinity. They don't want him to tap into his heart. They want to keep him stuck in his mind, because in the mind, that's where that battle is, the back and forth, back and forth. It could be Libra, Scorpio, Virgo energy coming. He is on a chariot and he is moving forward, but it's stalled. And this is a time of, there's just a lot of conflict and chaos going on. I'm seeing black and white, and they're not mixing and they're not matching. The whole card's black and white. Whole deck is black and white. But that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this King of Cups really in this emotional battle within, because I feel like he has an antenna that's telling him something, and his mind and past teachers or community are saying opposite of what he knows, and his guides are saying are right. And why is this? Well, they're snakes and they're vultures, because they with you not knowing your power, you kind of give up all that extra energy and it goes off onto them, because they're like little energy vampires siphoning it. And I feel like this cup is always empty. You just keep filling up and it's empty. Fill it up, it's empty. There is this huge river, this like lake and ocean, because what it'd say, Prince of the Chariot of Waters. Chariot is movement, going forward. But I'm seeing this vulture and it stopped and it's almost like, okay, they're showing me a scene. It's almost like Robin Hood when he's going through the forest and he's on that chariot or whatever. And there's this little hurt bird and he kind of comes out and he like helps it out and things. But that bird is a vulture, right? Vultures are opportunists. They're like, all right, I see this misfortune coming to this person. You know, there is other things, but that's the text that they're giving me right now when it comes to the vulture. So as this vulture's like on there with this hurt wing, this snake comes out and tricks them. The snake, they're showing me plants because I love my plants. Do I have one? That one. Mother's-in-law tongue. Somebody's mother-in-law. That's what we're picking up because it's called snake plant or mother-in-law's tongue. Don't ask me the real name. It's not coming to me right now. But those are some names, and that's what Spirit's showing me is like this hurt little thing, but there's this snake, like this, it's their mom. Their mom is the snake. She's the one who is the manipulative one. She's the sneaky one. But what's at the top? At the top, there is two vultures, so two vultures. So there's the one that kind of brought it in, and then there's the one that's trying to take your divinity and your crown. So that's a lot of energy coming off for this right now. Let's pull one of our dimension cards just to see. It's that one. Okay, so we got destiny. Right? So these vultures and these snakes are trying to take you from your destiny because it was in reverse. They're really trying to stall your progress, especially the chariot. The chariot is like going fast, going like movement and things like that. And Spirit is allowing it only because it's not quite time. It's not quite time. And when it's time, the movement will happen again. But right now is the lessons that they're telling me. It's for you to actually see your worth because for some reason you think that you're a prince rather than a king. This could be speaking to a masculine energy, but always remember we have all of this within us. We're feminine and masculine, but masculine energy, yeah, I feel like somebody's being very much taken advantage of and not getting to rule over their own life. They're reacting more than creating. So the next card that came out is the lovers. This snake has been defeated. Oh, snap. Okay, good for you. Okay, so that's past energy. The snake has been defeated. Is it by this? No. Not by this King of Cups energy. This is Spirit. Spirit was said, okay, now it's time. Okay, so in the past, it wasn't time, and that's why they allowed it happen to you, and, you know, all these things. But in the present moment, just so much has been done and piled on to this person that the burden was just too much. And so what were they trying to do? this snake energy is the one that you really need to be concerned of out of all of them. It's like the vultures. Okay, so I was going to say this earlier, but I also didn't because it wasn't timed for that part of the message. Vultures aren't necessarily bad, right? Vultures don't go out and kill animals, right? Like most predator animals do. They're the opportunists who just wait around and then they take advantage of a disadvantaged situation. And I am seeing the snake energy is the manipulator mastermind of it all. The vultures are just the minion type energy, if that makes sense. They're the, I don't know what cartoon that is from they're showing me. But they're just like bumbling, like Tweedledee, Tweedledum type things. That's the energy of these vultures. And yeah. Okay, so I was like, I'm vibing so high today. I'm like, I think this is just going to be the most empowering, beautiful message. Not that this isn't, but this is somebody getting their divinity back. This is someone stepping into their power and not listening to what authoritative or other people in outside circumstances, especially this mother-in-law tongue. This tongue is bad. They want to bind you. They want chains on you. You are theirs to, I see kind of like a property type vibe, like an ownership or something like that. And so that's why Spirit said it wasn't time. It was for you to finally realize that you can't be owned, that you are this free bird. And so now they are taking the time and they're freeing you and releasing. I'm seeing lots of chains on this person. This person has been very chained down. The mother-in-law is no more. They have no more power. Spirit has dealt with them. Their powers are gone. But they still haven't quite gotten all the chains off yet. And it says children of the lovers, and then down here it says children of the voice divine. So you do need to go back to when you were a kid or a child and you had your open heart before you met these people. What was your heart like? What were your thoughts? What were your beliefs? What were your dreams? What were your goals? And they try to take that from you because those were something very special for you. Instead, you became a possession is kind of what I just keep seeing. I don't like this, but Spirit wants this to come out. Yeah, so Sagittarius season. What time? When's that? Sagittarius is like the end of November, beginning-ish of December. In that time frame, that's when I seen this change happen. So that's not that long ago, but that's when you finally that's when Spirit was like, all right, so this mother-in-law tongue, lashing energy, this snake vibe, that's when they dealt with them. So the repercussions since then, oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so in this first card, I kept being drawn to this flower, and it was wilted, and it just wasn't doing good. This offering, this whatever, it was depleted. It was weak. And so the very last one is the Eight of Cups. And I do see this flower coming back, and now it's finally filling up its own cup, right? There's so many cups to come to. Let's see what they're telling me. There is healing and love to come from this situation. I do feel like this person has been bogged down and, made almost a servant, a slave in this lifetime when we don't even have slavery anymore. And just let me get a little comfortable here. So Spirit is saying oh my gosh, guys, he's holding a flower and a cup. A flower and a cup. This cup is spilled over. It's going. That's where all this emotion is. That's where nothing makes sense because it's supposed to blend. It's supposed to create flow, but it's chaotic and it's not quite right. And the flower, it's wilting. The cup, it's empty. There was nothing good in this situation. But over here, once you finally see Spirit, this one is Spirit, and they've dealt with the snake, right? There's still that one bond to deal with, but from that now is the Eight of Cups. Now we have the flower and the cup. The flower is feeding the cup. Three is community. This is partnerships. This is friendships. This is now growing out of something that is of more fertile ground. There's a friendship here. There's a connection here. And from this friendship and connection, both people fill up their cup, right? And from both of these people coming together, there are now even more opportunities to come. They're showing me a lily pad, and they're saying it's time to take the leap, to free yourself from this one shackle or bond, because the dangers are done, and you get to go off and, right, Lover's card doesn't actually always mean love in the tarot. Sometimes it is, it's based off of the Fool's Journey. And the Fool's Journey is also numerology. There's so much symbolism. I love it. But the Fool goes off, and like, life is so great when you're on your own, right? There's nothing to conflict you. But you come across all these people, right? You meet the Empress, the Hierophants, all these people. And then the Lovers is usually about learning to get along with others and conflict. I feel like this person, they know how to get along with the others, but the others aren't getting along with him. And that's not fair. So let's pull two more dimension cards, because we one for that one. Yeah, I love how I can't make this shit up. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, this is why I think it's so cool. So I just pulled one to go with each one, right? They told me that this destiny purpose actually goes with the last one, that it was just a clarifier of the journey of the path that you're going to, and that this one goes with this one. And they play out exactly what I just said, but we're going to go over to it because it's just double confirmation from Spirit about this message, that it really just needs to get through. So in this one, we've got the King, and he doesn't know he's a king. He's a little bit confused, right? His emotions aren't quite matching up to what everyone up here is saying, because all these sneaky snakes, they are causing this. They like this for you. And what it says here is you got the third eye portal. It says vision, clairvoyance, clarity, and confusion. So you see, you feel, right? Here's the black and white. This here should flow, especially with the purple. Purple is knowing. It's your mind knew. At one time, your mind and your heart were together. And they didn't like that, because from that, you would have been crowned. You would have stepped into your king rather than staying as a prince. You know what I mean? You would have had to outgrow some people. You would have had to maybe outgrow teachers and things like that. But it's saying you are seeing things. And, right, so there is this confusion. The second one, with the Lover's card, with Spirit attacking this snake and trying to take this last bond off of you. This is what I thought was really cool. The card that came out was Releasing. And it says purification, spiritual cleansing, and letting go. And we got the hummingbird. So this card is 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is letting things go, right? And they're telling me, if you have free moment, to look into the hummingbird. I don't know what the significance of a hummingbird is for you, if you've been seeing them lots or if there's a synchronicity, that might be something. But you can also look up, just even Google it. Just Google spiritual meaning of the hummingbird and go down that rabbit hole and see where it leads you. That's going to help with the last one. But you have to do the work. You can't just, have someone tell you the answers, right? Spirit's not going to tell me the answer for you. No teacher's ever going to tell the answer for you. You need to come up. You need to free this one. This one is you. This is you taking your power back. And this is the current energy right now. But coming up, future energy, the 8 of Cups, when we're filling up our cup again and we're in the flow and, we got friendships and then we got opportunities and it's just balanced. That's where the Destiny card comes in. It says divine purpose, passion, and service. Spirit's telling me, for everyone, your purpose is to always be of service, but not to the point where it is taking you and harming yourself for the benefit of another. We're going to do one closing card each, and then we're going to call it a day. I like this deck. It feels nice. And one of these, please. All right, so we got feminine energy coming out here. We've got the Princess of Swords. And it says, Princess of Rushing Winds. But what they're really telling me is they're showing me up here this Medusa type energy and the snakes. They're showing me the snakes. But this snake, these snakes, they're the snake. I know it because Spirit's saying they're trying to put this bondage on you, right? Like, that makes no sense. But from here, these snakes aren't doing anything. I'm getting a feminine that was told that she's like Medusa type thing, like a seductive something. And swords. Okay, I'm seeing a feminine energy and them saying this person is a seductive whatever, and just pretty much saying that she's bad energy. But there's nothing around her. There's nothing. She's not even like engaging or talking to anything else. It's just like, yeah, she's just here on her own. If you look, it's all up here. This is what I'm seeing this as, like a speech bubble kind of thing, or thoughts. But like down here in the card, like she's holding her sword, but like there's nothing around her. There is this hookah type thing. Maybe she smokes a lot of pot. that's pretty much it. I don't know. But anyways, what weird energy. I don't understand this card. I know. All right, this is a message for someone. They know what that message is, and it wasn't for me. It's not me to talk about. It's for them for introspection. But last that came out with this was the Ice Queen. So here's what I'm picking up. People talking rumors about this girl, saying, oh, she did this and this and this. But really, it's these snakes, these really crummy people. There is a new person coming to fill up your cup. This person is nice. They have like that destiny, right? You have to let go of this mother-in-law because she's the one orchestrating everything. And this one, she's pissed. She's mad. She's like sitting up here and she's like looking up and her face is like, what? Like, are you freaking kidding me? And so she did become the Ice Queen. Introspection, self-analysis, fortitude. And it was in reverse, but I do see it coming out, and spirit in the background is just so sorry. They're sitting here with like their head hanging down. What the hell happened to this girl? Oh, I gotta get to work. I think this is gonna be a longer reading. Okay, Five of Pentacles was left out in the cold. Okay, clear this up, Spirit. I really gotta get to work. Ace of Wands, Lord of the Root, a power of fire. So something was taken from the root and stalled. There was no victory in something. Saying daughter of the mighty one, but she's an empress and she got through it. And yeah, who's the mighty one? Daughter of spirit. She works with spirit. This is a very high intuitive person, which makes sense. Princess of Swords. Swords is all intellect and air energy. Princess of Rushing Winds. She's connected to spirit. The wind talks to her. She doesn't need to know everything else. She has that introspection and the wind is telling her things. But why is she even here? Because she's the mighty one. Daughter of the mighty one, spirit of the mighty waters. She changes things. She can see through the dark. She hears in the wind. She said, enough is enough. Who is this though? Is this spirit guide or is this a person? Liberation, power, fulfillment, self-attainment. She's the voice of the light. She's the one, she is spirit guiding. Okay, so this is a feminine energy. She's the one cutting the chains. And she's the one pushing you and guiding you to your new adventure. She's the voice of reason. She's adding power. She's bringing safety, she's bringing safety and security. Quick momentum. She came, she balanced everything out. Spirit of the mighty waters. Yeah, she flipped everything upside down. And she doesn't care what you guys say about her. She doesn't care that you say behind the scenes, oh, she's this Medusa type seductive, untrustworthy energy, because deep down at the end, she knows that she's an empress. And when you are called to do of service, when spirit asks you to be of service, you go where it is. You don't make yourself a slave to someone else, but you go where spirit says, I need you. I need you to go help this person. Saying silence, contemplation, and just knowing. I am seeing a lot of root work, root safety, survival. That's the last chain. Every other chain has been taken off, but this king needs to take his crown and he needs to take off the last one. Not everything can be done for you, but spirit has been working behind the scenes and they have taken away everything, that literally all you have to do now is just put on your crown, take off that shackle, and just take a step. That's all spirit wants you to do now. They've done every other work. You have a very just this female energy. She doesn't mess around. She's kind of like to the point and sharp. She's like, time is important and we ain't dealing with this anymore. So that's the card reading for today. I hope it resonates with someone. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. Bye, guys.